Hey, hey, flamingos. Hey, so let's continue our talk about money here. We learned about the penny, the nickel, the dime, the quarter, and the half dollar. And we did talk a little bit about the $1 bill and how to get there, how to get to a $1 bill with all of these coins, right? So let's read this book called 1 Cent, 2 Cent, Old Cent, New Cent, all about money. It's by Bonnie Worth and Aristides Ruiz, and Joe Matthew illustrated it. I am Cat in a Hat, and you know something funny? We're about to have fun learning all about money. Where does it come from? Can you answer that, please? I'll give you a hint. It does not grow on trees. Just 1 penny each it will cost you to see the Museum of Money. Step up and pay me. People bartered to buy things in ancient times. They did not have pennies or nickels or dimes. This meant that a beekeeper might want to swap his store of honey for a farmer's wheat crop. If the farmer liked honey, a deal could be struck. If the farmer liked jam, well, it was the beekeeper's bad luck. People would fight over deals that they made. Was this a good swap? Did I make a fair trade? So they would trade things because money didn't exist then. Perhaps that is why money was invented. It was easier to use and decay was prevented. It was easy to carry and count, and what's more, it was easy to save and it was easy to store. What's an old form of money? Well, I'm so glad you asked me. I'll give you a hint. It came from the sea. Seashells were used to barter and trade. A handful of seashells, well, you had it made. Feathers and eggs and leather and jade were some other things of which money was made. But eggs could get scrambled and leather got dirty. Money needed to last and be solid and sturdy. It had to have a good structure. So people mined ore, copper, silver, and gold. They melted it down and they poured it into a mold. In the shape of a bar, these ingots were made. Ingots. Folks hauled them around and would use them in trade. In the kingdom of Lydia, part of Turkey, a country, you see, the Lydians made ingots in 900 BC. Then someone in Lydia had a brainstorm. Make metal coins, a far handier form. So we've dug up these coins all over the place. Each coin has a lion's head stamped on its face. The Lydians were sailors, you may have read. That's how the use of their coins might have spread. Here is a fact I'm happy to tell you. Folks, other places began to make coins too. In China, the farthest of Far Eastern places, some coins shaped like cowries had lines on their faces. Other coins contained holes for a string to pass through, so coins could be carried together with you. A string of such coins added up to a cash, and you tied up the string on a belt or a sash. So people carried money on a necklace. In Greece, they stamped coins with various things, like a picture of Pegasus, the horse who had wings. This coin has an owl on its face, and my guess is it stood for Athena, the wisest goddess. Now, even today, some heads of state are put on the coins like Caesar the Great. Here is the fact that we think is so neat. Money is made in a mint, not the kind that you eat. Thing 1 and Thing 2 are about to mint dimes. Mints work much the same as in ancient times. How to make a dime, 1 step at a time. This is brought to you by Thing 1 and Thing 2. Heat the metals together until they are hot and melted to goop inside of a pot. Pour the goop in a cast, also known as a mold. Strike goop with an image before it turns cold. Remove from the cast, oh, isn't this funny? Time to have fun with your shiny new money. Ancients kept money where they prayed and gave thanks, and in this way, the temples became the first banks. To temple you went to save or to borrow, for as long as 2 years or as short as tomorrow. Interest is the name of the fee that you owe to the bank for the money they loan you, you know. When your money is saved in a savings account, the bank then pays you a smallish amount, really small. This smallish amount that the bank pays to you is the interest you've earned, and it's only your due. The smallest coin ever is so hard to see. See the Indian phantom next to the BB? See that? You would think that they might lose count of their hoard, but dents in some wood make a neat counting board. From the islands of Yap come the heaviest ones, limestone coins 8 feet wide, each weighing 3 tons. Carrying these coins, some Yap ships sank. Look at the ship, it's sinking from these coins. Could you fit a Yap coin in your piggy bank? I couldn't. Traveling to parts of the New World with me, here are some Spanish coins I would like for you to see. Spain's explorers sent home from the New World as freight golden doubloons and pieces of 8. The most valuable coins in these parts were these. To steal them, some pirates sailed all 7 seas. American settlers minted coins such as these, stamped with the image of local trees. So there are trees on the back of these. For money, the natives strung seashells and beads into belts of wampum for their trading needs. So the natives made belts with the seashells and seeds they used for money. When it became a new nation and free, the United States minted its own currency. I have some with me. As you see, I have many. The kind that I have is a little red penny. It was made in the year 1793. Here's one that's half a cent. I thought that you might like to see. So there used to be a half penny. Wow. Smaller than a penny because it's half. Here's another one. It's also red. The penny we know as the Indian head. Right there. In 1909, that's the year I'm thinking, we began to mint pennies with the face of Abraham Lincoln. He was the 16th president. During World War II, a brave time I do feel, pennies were made out of zinc-coated steel. We needed the copper of wartime, but then, after the war, we used copper again. Some pennies I've shown you from so long ago are worth nearly $1,000 or so. Wow. So 1 penny, 1 cent can be worth up to $1,000 because it's special. It's a special when they're rare and they're old. Here is a great word you can add to your list. A collector of coins is a numismatist. Whoa, that's a tongue twister. Pennies to dollars. We mint the whole range, but mostly we use all these coins to make change. It's paper that's king, but paper gets rotten, so we make paper money from linen and cotton. When you study your money, and these days who bothers, you will find on its faces of our nation's fathers. My numismatist friend has told me of late it might come from the Spanish pieces of 8. What does the dollar sign mean? Ooh, what does that dollar sign mean? Can you guess? Could it be? Take a guess. Does it come from a U printed under an S? Maybe. Maybe. On the 10,000 bill, you will find the face of Abe Lincoln's treasurer, Salmon Portland Chase. Will you find one around? You probably won't. They no longer print bills of this size. No, they don't. If they print them again, do you think maybe that they might use the face of the Cat in the Hat on the $10,000 bill? Maybe. That'd be funny. So in this book, if you guys ever want to pick this book up at the library or grab it on Amazon, it's a pretty good one, and they have lots of different vocabulary in here for different types of money. These are great books for big explanations of big concepts for little kids. Yeah, so you guys are all big kids though. What am I talking about? Awesome, guys. Thanks so much.